Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing? If you can hear me and see me, please put a yes in the chat. All right. Hello, hello, hello. If you are out there, if you can hear me, see me, please put a yes in the chat. Put a ready. I am ready to begin. Okay. Let's see. All right, awesome. We got one person, Benjamin. Welcome, Benjamin. All right, awesome. I am going to go ahead and get started. Thank you so much. And for those of you who might watch this on the replay, thanks again for your support. My name is Aria Rongis. I am the founder of Future Ready AI Group. And today's session is on building your own GPT from prompts to power moves. This is my second LinkedIn Live, so fingers crossed it goes well. The first one last Wednesday went pretty good. And so this is the second one. I hope to do these every Wednesday at lunchtime. So AI fast track power lunches. All right, so let's go ahead and begin. So, a little bit about me. My name, like I said, is Aria Rongis. I have been in the world of education for over 25 years. I have a master's in digital education, which means that I know how to design learning experiences. I also am a certified professional in talent development. I am also thank you. Last week was awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I'm still getting used to this format and the comments coming in. I recently completed my Cornell AI Solution Certificate. Very excited about that. And I'm so excited about applying everything that I've learned. I'm all about helping professionals, helping small businesses, helping people in general learn about all of these different AI tools and strategies to automate your life, to help you in your life, in your professional work, and future proof your career. And also, I am so excited about driving those conversations with everyone about adoption, responsible adoption. So that's a little bit about me. What are we going to learn today? Today, we're actually going to build a custom GPT. You can follow along with me if you'd like. And those of you who are watching this on the replay, reach out if you have any questions about anything that I demo here today. But what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a GPT that I've built. I'm going to show you a couple of them. And I have built these for my brand, for my goals, with my voice. And then I'm also going to show you Zapier. Zapier is an automation tool. I'm going to demo how to connect that. And then I'm also going to show you how you can iterate on those, launch them, make them private, make them public, and just help you design something that makes you more productive, more creative, and just helps you overall. So first, let's start with some level setting. What's the difference between ChatGPT from OpenAI and a GPT? So a GPT, think of ChatGPT is a generalist, and a GPT is custom. You are customizing it, personalizing it as your assistant. Now, today I'm going to show you two ways you can keep it simple and just design it with prompts. And that's why the title of this session is From Prompts to Power Moves. You can keep it very simple and just use prompts to design basically a personalized knowledge base where you upload your content, or use prompts to design a GPT that's tailored for your job, your goals, your industry, your context, Or we can connect it to Zapier and other automation tools and then really make it come alive and give it arms and legs so it actually does work for you. And it's a lot more active. Think of it as an intern that you hire. And I'll show you my intern, my AI assistant for posting on LinkedIn. I'll show you how I built that. And then the sky's the limit. What I'd like you to do, what I'd like you to take away from this session is I'm going to give you some examples and then take these concepts, take these ideas, apply them to your context and see what type of GPTs you can build to really enhance your work, save time, be more creative, have an intern for your business if you have a small business. Okay. So let's move on to the next one. So what is Zapier? So Zapier, which I'm going to show you today, you can sign up for a free account and it's an automation tool. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be connecting ChatGPT to Zapier. And Zapier has over 6,000 apps and can carry out over 20,000 actions. And so no matter what your context is, think of your workflow, think of those tasks that you can delegate to ChatGPT and you can connect ChatGPT, your GPT, to Zapier and have these actions carried out for you. Okay. So, with that, not only Zapier, but there are hundreds of these automation tools. This is a link I shared in a LinkedIn post a few days ago. If you DM me at the end of this session, I will send you the link, or you can just Google it right now and find it, AI agents list. And this gives you basically a repository of hundreds and hundreds of AI agents or automation tools that you can use to automate, whether it's ChatGPT or your Gmail or Outlook or whatever it is. But this is just today, it's one example. It's just ChatGPT with Zapier, ChatGPT with GPT actions and Zapier, but there's so many other possibilities. And so, commercial time now, just to plug my own course here. I have a course that is launching in June called the AI Strategist Build and Automate with AI. And basically, what I do is I sit with you, we discuss your particular context, your workflow. We map out tasks that can be delegated to a GPT, to another automation tool, and we build these assistants together. And you walk away with all of these different AI agents, basically a team of interns that can do so many things for you, from research to strategic planning to content development, marketing, you name it. There's an AI agent automation tool out there that you can use. Okay. All right. If you have more questions about that, feel free to reach out as well, or go to my website, futurereadyai.group. Okay. Commercials over. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. Giving these tools not just the eyes to go out and find and regurgitate the information that's in the internet, but actually giving it arms and legs to do work for you. So let's say that you built a strategy focused GPT. You can actually build that bundle so that that GPT can do a competitive analysis for you, some business model generation, all kinds of mapping for all different kinds of AI opportunities for specific use cases in your business. If you are in learning and development, imagine a GPT that focuses on all the different tasks that an L&D professional and instructional designer is responsible for. Uh, Learning pathways or user pathways, learning journeys, role-based coaching, course design, micro learning. The sky's the limit. It's really up to you and your industry, your context, to come up with, to sit down and analyze, what are the tasks that I can delegate? What are the sources that I can use to train this GPT? And then you've got yourself your own team that will save you hours days, maybe even months of work. Okay, so this is just an example. So one of the things that I want to do in these sessions is I'm not just I want to teach you how to fish. I want to teach you how to do this yourself. And that way, um, that's the best way, right? Because if I'm not going into the detail, then I don't know how useful that will be. So this is going to be pretty detailed. You can follow along, watch the replay. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a GPT that I've built for myself. It's a LinkedIn poster or LinkedIn AI article assistant. Okay. Thank you so much. Great table. Yes. Awesome. Thank you. I'm glad this is helpful. Then we're going to, after I show you the one I've built so you could see what it does in action, I want you to see it live. Then we're going to create one from scratch. And you are welcome to build it as well. If you have Zapier, that's even better. If you don't have Zapier right now, after the session, go ahead and sign up. It's free. And there are several links that you need to be able to do that. So I've linked them here. And then we're going to add the actions, and then we're going to set up the instructions on the Zapier site because you need to do that on their site. And then we're going to add the instructions to the actual GPT. This is all going to make sense. Right now, this doesn't make sense, but I created this so that you can follow along later on when you do it on your own. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I am going to switch screens, and if you could put ready in the chat or yes in the chat so that I know that everything is going well and that you can hear me and you can see me. Everybody okay? You can hear me, you can see me. Say hello or yes or ready, just so that I see what's going on because I can't see. I have to log out of LinkedIn in order for this to work smoothly. How's everybody doing? Ready. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, ready. Awesome. All right. So let's get started. Okay, so I awesome. Yay. All right. Now I see all the people. It's really, really hard to just talk to a camera and not get any engaged. Awesome. Awesome. No worries. No worries, Javier. Awesome. Great to see you guys. Great to see you, Mikkel. Awesome. All right. So let's do it. Okay, so first thing, when you go to chatgpt.com, obviously, and then you're going to go here to your profile picture. You're going to go to my GPTs, and this screen is going to pop up here, and you can see some of the GPTs that I've already built. So I have a couple. I have one that emails me meals. I have one when I was taking my certification for talent development. I had a test prep. I had a tutor that would send me daily questions via email. I have one for L&D. I have a bunch. The one I'm going to show you right now is my LinkedIn post assistant. And then after I show you that, then we're actually going to build one. Okay, so my LinkedIn post assistant, what is going on here? Uh-oh. Let's see. Not sure why that is happening. All right, ChatGPT decided this is not good. All right, let me stop sharing this. Let me log in. Technical difficulties. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, I'm logging in. All right, let's see. Hopefully that does not happen again. Okay. All right. So I'm here. Go to my profile picture, go to my GPTs. There we go. And I'm going to click on my LinkedIn post assistant. This is basically my intern. This has changed my life and saved me so much time. So, for example, this morning while I'm drinking my coffee, I sit down and I ask this, can you send me the latest news today in AI. So it's going to send me a couple of articles. And from there, imagine you have an assistant, you're asking your assistant to do this research for you. This is what my LinkedIn assistant is doing for me. So it's giving me some news about Amazon's AI initiatives. Okay, and notice the date. This is very it's today's, right? It's recent. Um and it's that's another one from March 26th. So this is today's news. Financial Times, and they're great resources, right? From the Financial Times, Investopedia. Let's take a look at this one, Barron's, March 26th. And one of the things that I've done on the back end is I've made sure to train it and inform it to make sure that all of the resources have links and that all of the resources are from, let's say, I think I put March 2024 and later. So I don't want old news because, as we know, sometimes nowadays, if it's a week old or 2 weeks old, it's old news. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I would, look through this, skim through it, whatever seems the most interesting. Let's take a look at Google and Microsoft's AI competition. And I might say, okay, write a LinkedIn post about the Google and Microsoft competition. Okay, so now it's going to write me that LinkedIn post. Here it is. And here is where it's so important that we're not contributing to the AI slop. And if you haven't heard that term, it's a term referring to all of the AI generated content that's out there. So I want to make sure that I am not adding to the AI slop. I want to make sure that I add my voice to it. But this already has saved me a ton of time. I do this, I'm drinking my coffee. It's like if she's my assistant, he or she is bringing me this research. I take a look at what they've written, pretend it's an intern. They did the research, they wrote the article, and then you are now overseeing it, right? You are reviewing it, giving feedback, and then I could, edit this. Let's pretend that I edited, I added my voice. But one thing also that's important to know is that I have trained ChatGPT and my GPT on my voice, on my writing style. So it mimics it pretty close. There are times when I do have to tweak things or add something that sounds not as robotic. But for the most part, imagine all the time that already it saved me. So let's pretend that I added some feedback, I changed some things. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, post this to my LinkedIn. Okay. Now, fingers crossed. Hopefully, this works and we don't have a technical issue. Notice that my GPT is connected to Zapier. What it's going to do, it's going to say that it's talking to Zapier. It'll say that this to post it, I need to accept the configuration. I've already accepted the configuration, so it just does this extra step here. If I click on it, it basically just takes me to this error page. So I'm just going to say I'm done, that I did it. And I'll show you that error page here. It'll just do that. I'm not sure why it's doing that, but it's talking. So we'll give it a minute here. And while it's working, again, imagine if you had to do the research, if you had to write the article, if you had to send it to somebody to get feedback, all of that is very time consuming. So I'm going to hit confirm. And while we're waiting, if you could just put a yes in the chat there to make sure that you guys are seeing everything. Okay. And so your LinkedIn post is now live. So now it's told me it's done. And then I'm going to click here. And voila, there is my article. Okay. So imagine, again, I did this pretty fast, but I did it, I broke it down into steps, but imagine if you get into this routine of doing this, you can be very prolific on LinkedIn. Again, the caveat is add your unique perspective, your unique voice, your unique experience and expertise to these articles. Don't just publish something with the first draft that ChatGPT presents you with, but this is an example of an AI content writer, or an article writer, whatever you want to call it. And then here, if I wanted to add an image, I could edit the post and add additional things like a link or anything else that I wanted. So I am going to check back. What if you want? Yes, you could definitely include an image. I have not set it up on Zapier yet to do that, but you can include an image, and that would probably be an extra step there that it can do. Let's see. Sign up for Zapier to integrate with chat. We just started set. Yep, no problem. Yep, awesome. So, any questions so far? Any questions? Any other questions? Okay, so let me go back. So I want to show you on the back end what this looks like. So let me go here. So if you go to, this is the name of the GPT, and if you go here to edit GPT, this is where you can maintain it. So on this side here, and we're going to create one in just a second. If you wanted to as the creator of the GPT, if you wanted to maybe edit this or add additional instructions, you could do it here, or you could go here to configure. And all of this is what I'm going to explain in a minute. When I first created this, I basically told it I want a LinkedIn writer. I want someone to help me with writing LinkedIn post, and then it generates the instructions for the GPT. Okay, and we'll do that in just a second so you see it. Now, these instructions here, I'm going to talk about this in just a second. These instructions come from Zapier, and these are also instructions from Zapier to connect the GPT to Zapier. All right, so that's on the back end. And then here, if I wanted to add additional files, I could upload them here. I have checked all of these different capabilities. Tara, you asked about images. If I were to set it up on Zapier so that it does generate an image for every post, I could do that. I haven't set that up yet. Okay. And what I'm going to do now is I am going to, just in the interest of time, let's go ahead and create one from scratch. So let me go here. Oh, and something else I want to show you. If you have your own business and you are creating a GPT, or even just for your own personal brand and you have a website, you can go here to settings and you can go to builder profile, and you can link your LinkedIn or any other social media, any links that you have. What I've done is I've linked my website to my GPTs. And if you make your GPTs public, then people will be able to be directed to your site. So let me go back here and I'll show you what that looks like. See, there's the link. So there's my website. And it takes you to the website. And then here is the LinkedIn, which would take you to LinkedIn. So that's kind of cool, especially if you have a business and you want to create a GPT that's promoting your business or promoting your brand. All right. So let's go now to create one from scratch. And I'm going to go to my GPTs. And then I'm going to go here to create a GPT. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one that I did yesterday. And I'm doing that just in case we have technical issues and I need to just show you what it looks like. So I have this backup plan just in case, because sometimes it is glitchy. A lot of these things are in beta and there are glitches sometimes. And I don't know, sometimes just the fact that we are streaming, that creates problems, as we saw earlier that ChatGPT conked out on me. Okay, so let me make sure that you are seeing the right page. Okay, awesome. All right, so like I said, you can start here where it says create, and very simple, just use natural language and say, I would like to create a an assistant that helps me write video and podcast scripts. Now, one thing that I want you to walk away with is this is just one example out of 20,000. Okay. Remember that for your context, your industry, what are your tasks? What are your business goals? And what do you need help with that you could delegate to AI? This is just one example of so many. All right. So let's see what it says. So it says, I would like to create an assistant. Let's see. So it starts thinking, it's helping you create it. And while we're waiting, can you also add instructions to ensure accessibility, such as yes, that is a great use case. That's what I'm talking about. Think about your particular context and what are your needs? What are your use cases? That's an excellent use case. Okay, so you could create a GPT that's all it does, right? Create alt text. Okay, so perfect. It says, great start. How about we call this assistant script partner? Does that name work for you? Would you like to try something else? I'm going to say, sure, that sounds great. Okay, so then watch what it does. It's going to create an image. And some of the pictures are really cute, really on point here. So it's generating the profile picture. And by the way, you can actually set up a GPT that generates a video for you. There is an automation there's an API. This is a great image here. There is an API where you can connect it to Synthesia, which is an avatar video creator. There's another one called Be Human. I put a post in my Future Ready AI group page about that. So we are just working with text now, but you can create GPTs that are multimodal, that the outputs are video, or I don't know about audio, but I know that it does create video. So that's something to experiment. And that's something that we cover in the AI agents course. All right. So here's the profile picture for script partner, bold, colorful. Do you want to make any changes? Nope. Love it. Okay. So then now it also created, so let's fine tune it, right? First up, what should script partner focus on when helping with your scripts? Okay. My scripts should work for a video or audio podcast. I spelled podcast wrong. Notice that it also created conversation starters, and we can edit these. And I'm going to switch to configure in just 1 second. So help me write a YouTube script intro. And I'm sorry, I should have written for AI. Okay, so yes, these scripts should be about AI news, AI trends, AI courses, etc. Okay. So again, you can customize it to your industry, your context. Okay. So, and like I said, here, notice the conversation starters. Give me a podcast interview, questions for this topic, rewrite this video to sound more casual. So you can customize this, add the voice, all of that. So let's see. It's now tuned for content like news, trends, education. Do you want the tone to lean more casual, expert, journalistic? So I'm going to say casual and expert. And then let's go to configure so we could start connecting it to Zapier. And while it's doing that, let me check. Any other questions in the chat? Is everybody Doing okay. You can hear me, you can see me. Okay. Give it another second there. And script partner is all set. It now speaks with a casual but expert tone, like a sharp, friendly voice in the AI space. All right. So I'm not going to tweak anything else here. I'm going to actually go to configure. Now, notice that it wrote in a very detailed manner. I didn't have to come in here and do this. It wrote it for me. And here I can edit this. Here's where I can say, I want you to add an image. I want you to add the links to the resources. I don't want anything after um, or before 2020 2024 or May 2024. Here's where you can tweak this, right? So just to read just a little bit, this ChatGPT is an assistant specialized in writing scripts for video and podcast formats. It collaborates with users to brainstorm, structure, polish scripts tailored to various formats, tones, audiences. It can adapt to styles as informative, conversational, narrative, promotional, depending on the user's needs. It helps with intros, outros, transitions, ad reads. I'm not going to read the rest of it, but notice that it says it's aligned with intended platforms, YouTube, TikTok, Spotify. Again, come in here and keep adding your specifications, right? All right. So now we could leave it like this, right? We could leave it just like this and do nothing else. And this is where it would be so old school, so 2022, just with prompts. We want to now take it into the future, make it future ready. Okay. And we want to give it arms and legs. So we can change the conversation starters, but notice that it changed it for me. It added AI trends. Once I added that, it added AI tools. Once I added that specification, you can add more conversation starters. You can upload files about the topic. And I'm just going to add this. If you were doing any kind of data analysis, you can that's why you want to, or coding, you can add that. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to connect this. We're going to make this really come to life. We're going to connect it to Zapier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here to where it says create new action. And then I'm going to click where it says import from URL. Now, here is where I am going to go. And again, if you DM me, you can get these links here, but you can Google it yourself. What Zapier has done is they've created these AI actions for GPTs. And what you do is you come right here. It's so easy. You just copy this link. And what that link is doing is it is connecting Zapier to your GPT. So there we go. So notice it generated the schema, basically the code. It's just telling it what to do. It's telling it to get, to post, get information. Now, this right now, and I'm going to hit, I'm going to actually go over here. I haven't, there we go. Okay. Once I click the back button here, it adds the authentication. Okay, so that's done there. Now, if I wanted to make this public so that other people can use it, it could be part of the GPT store. I would need to add a privacy policy. So one has been added there. There's also a website called privacypolicies.com where you can create your own privacy policy for your website or an app. So if you make a GPT public, you are required, it will send you like a little alert that you need a privacy policy, and you could use privacypolicies.com to create that. Okay, so with that taken care of, I'm going to come back here, and then I am going to click this. And now, whoops, oh, sorry, I wasn't sharing the page. What I did was I went from this, and then I went back, and then I'm going to click this here. And then I'm going to go to another page from Zapier called the actions.zapier.com /GPT/actions/. So again, I can send you the link if you're interested, DM me and I'll send you all this information. And what it does here is you are now adding the action. So remember when I said that you have 6,000 apps with Zapier and 20,000 or more actions that you can take? This is the page where you can set all of that up. So notice that I have several actions already set up. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new one here. This is the one, where's the one? Create an update. This is the one that I showed you earlier with LinkedIn. This is the action, create an update on LinkedIn. Notice it's linked to LinkedIn. And I'm going to show you the one we're going to set up is we're going to have this GPT send me a document from the text, which is this one, but I'm going to create it from scratch so that you can see it. And then I'm going to have it send me, excuse me, I'm talking so much. Excuse me. Then I'm going to have it send me an email. So imagine you have a team who works on writing these scripts. One person comes up with the idea. You could have a GPT that does the research, comes up with the idea. Then, based on that idea, it writes the script for the video or the podcast. And then you work on it collaboratively. So it sends it to a Google Doc. So that's what we're going to do, pretending that we are working on a collaborative team where you are going to use that Google Doc to do collaborative editing, and then it emails it to notify everyone. But again, this is just one example. There's so many other workflows that you can create. Okay, so let's go ahead and add a new action. And then here where it says action, I am just going to start typing. And if you start typing, here for, let's do, so for example, it could find an email, again, over 20,000 actions, find a document, find an event, find a contact, create an event, search for a PDF. I actually need to, let's see, create a doc. I'm forgetting exactly what the words were that I wrote, but I think it's document. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so create a document. So it could be from a template that you already have, and you link that as well. So to keep it simple, I am going to say create a document from text. So that means the text that the GPT is generating, it is going to create that document in a Google Doc, and it will be saved in a Google Drive in a folder. So then the next thing will be to connect your Gmail account. So I've already connected mine, but I will show you what that looks like. So if you click on manage accounts, actually, I'm going to do connect new. Okay, so this is what it would look like. I'm going to connect mine, continue, allow, and there it is. And it says 5 times because I've done it. I've demoed it. So I'm just going to do number 2 there. It doesn't matter because I've demoed it so many times. So okay. So then the document name, you can have AI guess what the document name should be. I am just going to call it, just so that it's easy to find, I am going to call it script for video or podcast. Okay. Now the document content, because it's going to be generated by the GPT, I'm just going to have AI guess the value for that. Then I'm going to click show all options, and then I'm going to link my drive, and it's going to bring up my Google Drive. And then as far as the folder, I am also going to have it saved in a particular folder. And we just give it a few seconds while it's loading, because remember, this is connected to my Gmail. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, it's getting a little glitchy here. Let's go back. This is what I was afraid of, but um while it's doing that, while it's thinking, the question about adding images, here's an example of where if you have images and you have the URLs for those images, you can add that so it does retrieve images. So image location, if you wanted to add that. Okay, let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go back. This is what I was afraid of, that in the live demo it would conk out at me. Let me go back. So I'm going to use this one that's already been done so I can show you. So here is the folder that I've saved it to, ChatGPT stuff. I'm going to change it here. The export file, I'm just going to do plain text. Okay, so just to go back, so same thing. The action is create a document from the text. It's connected to my Gmail. The document name, I'm going to change it to script for podcast or video. I'm going to have it guess the content. The folder is going to be um, my folder in my drive called ChatGPT stuff. Export format is going to be plain text. The drive is going to be my Google Drive. There it is. Okay, I'm not going to add images or anything like that. And then now this is super, super important where it says create a doc from text. So what I'm going to do is I am going to copy that. I'm going to click done. And then I'm going to go head over to my, let's see, I am not sharing. Oh no. Sorry about that. Was I not sharing all that time? Let's see. Let's see. Let's go back. There we go. Okay, nope, not sharing. How about now? Can everybody see the screen now? Sorry about that. I got disconnected there and I didn't realize I kept talking. It happens. This is my second time, so bear with me. Um all right, so let me go back. So what I was sharing before, I'm not sure if you guys saw it or not, is I created the actions using that link that Zapier provides. I created all of this here and then click options, create a doc from text, copy it. And before I hit done, I am going to go into the GPT. And what I'm going to do is I am going to go to this page here. This is the same page where we grabbed the link to connect the GPT to Zapier. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, it actually has the code to give the GPT the instructions. This is what's going to give the GPT the arms and legs. So we're going to go copy. We're going to hit copy. We're going to come over here and we're going to copy these instructions here. We're leaving these instructions here. And I'm going to remove this action. Then I'm going to come here to create a doc, copy. I am going to put the action here. And remember, I'm doing this in the GPT. And then I am going to come up here to the URL at the top on the browser there. And I am going to paste that and close it. And then now I am going to create this. I'm going to make it for anyone. And where did those instructions come from? So those instructions come from Zapier. Okay, they are here. These are links that you have to go to. And then this page here will give you all of those instructions, basically the code. But I'm going to now view it, and fingers crossed that it works. And we have 1 minute. So what I'm going to do is I am going to say, write a YouTube script about the latest AI tool, Be Human, something like that. Okay. And so again, I'm just going to say general audience, just in the interest of time here. It's going to ask you a bunch of different questions. And what you're going to do is you're actually going to tell it, create that. It's going to, again, just like if you had an intern, that intern would ask you all of those different questions, right? About specifics, about the tone, about the audience, all of that. So I'm just going to say, keep it simple, generate it now because I'm in a hurry here and I know we're at time. If you can stay, that's great. Yep. Thank you so much, Caitlin, for sharing that. Awesome. Okay. So here is the script, right? And so in the interest of time here, then I would ask it to actually send me the Google Doc with the script. Thank you so much there for helping out with the link. And if you can't stay, I'll just continue here and you can watch it on the replay. You could just fast forward to this part if you have to leave. But notice that it's talking to Zapier now and it's going to send it. It's going to confirm with me that I connected. Hopefully it works. Sometimes it takes a couple tries. So I am going to say yes, that I connected it. And then I'm going to say done. And then let's see. So the automation that I have for this is it sends me the doc, it puts it in the right folder. So I keep everything nice and organized. And then it sends me an email. And if I wanted to work with a team member to review that script and do some collaborative editing, I could do that in the Google Doc. And then also they get notified with an email. My teammate gets notified with an email that they have received that. So you'll get this little confirm here, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm really hoping that it works, because sometimes it does have to run a couple times before it actually, this is in beta, remember. And one thing I do want to point out is a lot of these automations, they are in beta. They do take time to set up, as you've seen. There's a lot of thinking on your part to think of your workflow, your context, what you need. But it's definitely doable once you set it up. It's going to save you tons and tons of time. So it's still thinking. It says, so sometimes if it's too long, it'll break it up. So give me a second to break it down to resend. So once that automation is set up, this is a breeze. I've used this before and it's amazing. So let's see. And any questions? Anybody who's still there? Do you have any questions while we're waiting here? Okay. And there is the script. And if I go to my Google Drive, let me just go to my Google Drive here to show you. If I go to my Google Drive, there it is. Where is my ChatGPT stuff? There is the article. And then now I can work with a teammate to edit this. And then the same thing, I'm going to go back and I'm going to say, send this to me as an email. And it would do the same thing. So I am going to stop right there. I thank you so much for joining. If you have any questions, please reach out. If you want the deck, also reach out, DM me. And I have a lot of different templates and sources. Here's the link for the privacypolicy.com, bunch of different great articles about AI agents in the future. And again, I want to let you know about my fast track AI fast track course on April 26th and the AI agents course coming up in June, where I sit with you, we map out your context, and we come up with all the GPTs. So let's see, anything you would not use a GPT for or warn against until learning a bit more about GPTs. Well, I think that if you, any kind of confidential information, that's something that's at the enterprise level where you would need an enterprise account and follow the policies of your organization. So anything that's private or confidential, I definitely wouldn't use a GPT for. Um, okay. So any other questions? Can we use these automations to apply for, let's say, 100? Yes, you can. Absolutely. That's a great idea. That would include my resume and stuff. Absolutely. You can build GPTs to also look for jobs on Indeed. That is actually, Indeed is one of the apps on Zapier. Remember, 6,000 apps that you can connect to. uh, you can connect them all and over 20,000 different actions. So just want to leave you with that thought. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for those who stayed, and those of you watching on the replay, reach out, and I appreciate that you joined, and I'll see you around LinkedIn. Thanks. Bye-bye.